Help me understand the feud between the antitrust and the abundance people. You did an interview with Sohrab Ahmari, who somehow has not disappeared into the ether, which is probably what I would do if I was him. But you said that you haven't seen, he asked you about abundance. You said, I haven't seen any credible analysis that suggested why Democrats lost was we didn't have enough donors on our side. This created like a big online dispute. What is the fissure here that you see?
Look, I think big picture, we absolutely need to be thinking about what are the real obstacles to progress, and be thinking broadly and figuring out where our good ideas coming from. To the extent that some folks, part of that movement, are identifying things like zoning reform as being necessary, or figuring out how to make government more efficient, great, absolutely, let's do that. I am leery of solutions that claim to be a silver bullet. I mean, from my time in government, from my time studying markets, oftentimes we found that major obstacles to more stuff being produced, or people having access to, say, healthcare at more affordable rates, was not actually coming directly from the government. It was coming from dominant corporations that didn't want to face competition. I mean, there are, even in the housing context, all sorts of lawsuits that are alleging cartels, collusion, that are keeping prices high and production low. To the extent we should be, pairing strong antitrust with types of zoning reforms and making it easier to build, absolutely, let's do that. I think the other part of this is that there has been starting with the Reagan administration, there had been a multi-decade project to really enfeeble government, to really hamper government, to make it difficult for government to be effective. That looks like a variety of things. At the FTC, I was shocked to discover that we had actually imposed red tape on ourselves. We had added all sorts of procedures, all sorts of bureaucracies that were not required by law. And those had actually been pushed by corporate interests that wanted to slow down the ability of agencies like the FTC to get stuff done. So we should absolutely be looking all of that with fresh eyes, figure out where can this be streamlined, where can government be made more effective and more efficient. And I think we just need to have a rigorous approach. And, when it is monopoly power, when it is dominant corporations that are standing on the way, make sure we're not afraid to take that on. When there are kind of government reforms that we need to be doing, let's do that too.
So you don't have an Ezra Klein, Derek Thompson voodoo doll and nothing like that? Do you have a text chain where you complain about the posts that they're posting? No?
No, I mean, I think that there is a time for healthy inter-party debate, and it seems like that's happening in all sorts of corners. And so that'll just
Cool.
play out.